Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the LAKC Pro Show, the fastest karters in the world at the Calspeed Karting Center in Fontana, California. With me, Chappie Chapman. I'm Larry Huffman. Going to be an exciting race here, Chappie. You got some very fast drivers out here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, Larry. The first, it's round one of this Pro Show. What a setup. Glad to be sitting next to you in the booth. And this will be the shifter heat, getting things started as they qualified. And this is a look on board our #1 qualifier, Billy the Kid Musgrave. And what a blistering lap he set the pace right here. Now it's a 15-turn layout. This is Corner Curva at the top of the track. Now we'll head down the hill into Scandy. It's a quick right, and that'll set it up for a left-hand hairpin. Short little straightaway here into Silk. This is a high-speed right-hander. And again, he's on the throttle, another short shoot. Setting things up, quick left, right, will set him up into Contino Carousel, a right-hander. He'll get back on the throttle, another short straightaway, setting things up for a high-speed left-hander, known as the Horseshoe. Then another short straightaway, setting it up a high passing point. We'll see a lot of passing here into Long Beach. A right-hander, now he's on the throttle up against the tires and bringing it home. #1 qualifier, Billy Musgrave.
It looks so much faster from the driver's viewpoint, doesn't it? Unbelievable.
That's right, a 4.695 blistering pace. Colton Griffin right there, 4.706, and Matthias Podboy, another blistering lap time. Great qualifying effort by a full field of the LAKC Pro Series qualifiers for the shifter class. Round one of the Pro Show on a Saturday night, and they'll line them up. And look who's right there on row one. It's Billy the Kid Musgrave alongside Colton Griffin. Griffin needs a good start, Larry.
You know, it's interesting, this whole field there, from the fastest to the slowest qualifier, about 2.5 seconds. These guys are blisteringly fast here today at Fontana.
That's right, and it shows you how important the qualifying effort is. Those guys back there in the back of the pack really have their work cut out for them, and they really need a good, clean start. All the way back to row 10 with Atata and Blake Dunkelberger will be back there in the back of the pack. Important for them to get a good start, but it'll be Griffin and Musgrave at Tinley the lead looking on to our chief starters as we get ready to go. Good shot there, Larry.
10 laps through the mud, the blood, and the beer here at Fontana.
Heat race for the shifters. Here we go. These guys are close. What's going through their head right now?
A lot of butterflies down there in their stomach, Chappie, no question about it. You can't make many mistakes on this track and still win.
A full field ready to go. Pro Show, round one.
And they're underway.
Clean start. They'll go into that first set with Musgrave out front. He does that so well. I don't think I've ever seen him get a bad start, Larry. That's so important here in this full field of hungry racers right behind him. He's trying to open up right from the get-go.
Billy got a great start. Number 322, the son of Willie Musgrave, former motocrosser, and Billy himself a former motocrosser, and he's changed that style of riding to karts, and he's done extremely well. Look at this guy open up the lead. Good Lord.
The field doesn't want to let him get away. Griffin, any of these guys quite capable of doing some damage here in a good way, and I mean get a good start and a good finish. They do start to settle into single file formation, I should say, on lap #1. Good clean start for these shifter drivers. They've been doing it a long time.
Dan Gurney once said, the toughest thing about racing is keeping your concentration, and that's what Billy's doing right now. He is focused unbelievably hard on his concentration on where he is on the track.
That's right, and also a good thing for the younger drivers to watch these shifters. It's how you get it done. You can't always win the race in the first turn, but you can sure lose it.
Yep. Absolutely, no question about it. Musgrave driving a beautiful race so far, no mistakes at all. And this is a camera from his Kart. Billy Musgrave currently in front.
It really gives you an idea of the track from a different point of view from what the driver looks at. It really shows you how clean he runs these laps. He doesn't often make mistakes, so you really have to be on your game if you're going to get by him.
There's a look back from Billy Musgrave's Kart, number 322, and shows you just how fast he's putting it down. I'm telling you, this guy is on the gas.
Good run there. That'll bring it up to Corner Curva. This is right in front of the grandstands. If you look over to the right, it's a blur, but there's got to be at least 20,000 fans watching round one of the Pro Show.
Billy Musgrave started on the outside of row #1. He has dominated completely this 10-lap shifter heat. Very interesting, the Hilton Garden Inn cam, the on-kart cam shows you what's going on. We'll be right back with more exciting action from Fontana in just a moment. Don't go away. We're back at the LAKC Pro Show. This is shifter heat, and out in front, is Billy Musgrave, ex-motocrosser, making his mark in karting. But who's running second here, Chappie?
Yeah, Podboy just set fastest lap, so watch out. He's coming. He's charging in third in that number 88 machine. You see him taking it through corner curva. That's Griffin in between those two. So Musgrave, once again, you know, the best come down to challenge the best right here at LAKC Pro Show. And these guys are really gunning for the top of the podium. That's usually Musgrave. He sets all kinds of quick laps out here, and that's no matter what track configuration they throw at him.
The battle for fourth. Josh Early holding on to fourth by his fingernails.
Out of the horseshoe now. You see that battle behind the leaders as the camera picks it up, and that's some great racing. 3 spots up for battle right there into Long Beach. Hodgson down on the inside, and Heck's gonna get no respect to the outside. That's a side-by-side battle, and you saw Heck working the steering wheel. Time for the mid-race rundown. Musgrave over Griffin and Podboy, running 1, 2, 3. Farther back, KC the Chef Cook in 7th. The Royal one, Royal McKee in 8th. You see the leaders in the back of the pack. Now they're going to battle for position, try to finish the race. And it's important to finish as high as you can now, because that's going to be a better starting position for that main event, Larry.
Absolutely. These guys are going at it, though.
So you're starting to think now these guys might be getting tired, maybe a little mental lapses here, but they actually do train. They're on a good nutritional diet. A lot of these guys take this racing real serious, and you see it once again, that front end of Griffin coming up right on the back bumper of the leader.
I'm telling you, Griffin is on the gas. He started on the pole, and he's right behind Musgrave now, trying to get around him.
And a great shot there as they go from the onboard cam.
Beautiful.
Brought to you by the Hilton Garden, and he actually saw Griffin make the move. And that's probably the most popular passing point right there through corner curva. If you leave a little room on the inside, they'll make the move.
Beautiful pass, beautiful pass. Musgrave now trying to get back in the action.
That did not take long. Musgrave does not like running anywhere except in front. So Griffin, it was short-lived, but now for his confidence, he proved he can get by.
Yep. And, you know, fatigue has got to be a problem here, because these guys, it's a warm day. These guys are I know they're in good shape. They eat right nutritionally. Musgrave in front, Griffin second, Podboy in third, but anything could happen.
Yeah, Podboy had been running some fast lap times too. So if these first and second tangle up, or for any reason get any sort of trouble and they slow the momentum down, Podboy is looking right there ready to pounce. In the meantime, Musgrave hanging on like a pit bull on a mailman.
The Hilton Garden Inn camera, onboard camera, making it really, really interesting. Still, Musgrave holding on, trying to extend that lead, but he's having a tough time.
Yeah, south end of the racetrack there, you see him going through the carousel, and off in the background, that's the big racetrack where NASCAR and IndyCar races. There at Fontana at Auto Club Raceway.
Here's a pass.
Griffin making an inside move through Long Beach.
And we've not seen this before. Somebody in front of Musgrave from on that camera, that Hilton Garden Inn camera. This is brand new. We've not seen this before.
That camera is not used to seeing anything right in front of it. It's usually seeing open air. But nonetheless, another nice move by Griffin. That's 2 beautiful passes. And once again, anybody watching that's a kart racer, this is how you want to race. So clean, Larry. It's fun to announce it.
Absolutely. Colton Griffin in front, right behind him is Billy Musgrave, on him like a Krishna on an airport traveler. I'm telling you, he's got putting the pressure on this guy. But now he's pulling away. Griffin's pulling away.
Griffin has the talent to win this thing. You'll actually see him. It's deceiving. They'll look like they're pulling away off the corners. Musgrave won't let him get away. But again, being a heat race, how hard is Musgrave going to try to win this thing? It almost might be better to let Podboy get by, finish third. You'll be on the inside of row 2 for the shifter start.
White flag out, 1 lap to go, and these guys are throwing it all on the table and going for it.
That's right. Colton Griffin saw what he needed to see. Now he wants to see a different flag, and it's got a little more black shading to it.
He started on the pole. He's driven a fantastic race. Don't count out Billy Musgrave in second spot. He's all over the track trying to catch him. Final lap.
Griffin looking good. I think Musgrave and Podboy at this point just don't want to make any mistakes. They want a good running kart to gun after Griffin here for the main event. But either way, these 3 guys setting up should be an exciting main event. Griffin with just 1 more turn to go, and he'll grab the heat race win. That's nicely done. The patience showed, and he made the move. Not 1, but 2 good passes on Musgrave. Yep. That's saying something.
Absolutely, and there he is, the winner, Colton Griffin, number 4K. Let's take a look at the top 10 finishers in this shifter heat. Griffin setting a blistering pace, passing twice, comes out on top. Billy Musgrave second. Matthias Podboy third, Cody Hodgson fourth, Robert Heck Jr. fifth, Royal McKee sixth, Garrett McKelvey seventh, Casey Cook eighth, Calvin Chen ninth, and Prescott Campbell finishing in 10th spot. A very fast heat. Let's find out what Colton Griffin has to say. Let's go down to the field and Chappie Chapman.
All right, here with Colton Griffin grabbing the S1 heat race win. Colton got the job done. I know you kept Musgrave in your sights. Tell us about your strategy and what you did. Great job out there to get the win, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate it. Our karts usually come in a little bit later, and he was always fast at the beginning, and I knew once my car got settled in, we'd be able to run him down, and we did, and it was good. Once we got by him, we were able to pull a little bit of a gap.
Colton Griffin taking the time. They got to get back to work. We're in the pits out of Phoenix, Arizona, looking to grab a big win in SoCal. Saturday Night Pro Show, LAKC. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And thank you, Chappie. We'll be back with more exciting action from Fontana in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to the LAKC Pro Show in Fontana, California. If you've ever wondered about the difference between shifter karts and non-shifter karts, as Chappie has mentioned a few minutes ago, let's find out from one of the experts, John Crow, as he explains the difference.
The difference between a shifter and an X175 is basically there is no shifting in the X175. It's a single speed kart, and the shifter cars is a 6-speed gearbox, a sequential shift, just like a CR125 motorcycle engine. The shifter on this track, they're going about 81 miles an hour into turn one, and in the X175, we're going about 75 miles an hour. Believe it or not, the lap times are pretty close. As far as the way you drive a shifter, you can drive it into the corners a lot deeper because you can go from 5th gear all the way to 2nd gear and take off out of the corner in 2nd gear, whereas a single speed kart, there's only 1 gear. So you have to kind of roll into the corner and carry more speed out. They're the same basic karts, but they're driven totally differently. The S1 shifter car is a standing start. The lights go out, you let the clutch out, you go. And the X175 is a rolling start, where we all roll up at a certain speed, and then you pick up the throttle, they throw the green flag, and you go. I like them both the same. The X175 has 43 horsepower, where the shifter is about 37 horsepower. So the 175 has a little more power, so it gets going down the straightaway a little quicker, so that one puts you back in the seat. But you can't beat the shifting of a shifter car. The acceleration is second to none.
Yeah, that's why he's the Crow Show, and he's also does some great driving, a LAKC veteran.
Let's take a look back at the heat race in this X175 heat.
So you see him come out of Long Beach. It's a 15-turn course. They take the green. You see him mention that rolling start.
And there it is.
One of those differences. It's a good clean start. It was a short field than what we're used to, but we'll look for these pro shows to improve. And the field goes into that first turn with Zine taking the lead, the 32. He's out of Huntington Beach. They're battling up on lap number 1.
Billy Musgrave makes a pass for the lead. That's number 322C, goes to the inside. He's got it.
And then Zine would battle back, and we knew this was going to be a good race with Zine and Musgrave going at it like a couple prize fighters early on.
They are hammering each other, no question about that.
Musgrave got him back. I think that's 2 each. There's a lot of passing in this race. Then Zine battled back. Nice little inside move at a Long Beach corner. Musgrave tries unsuccessfully. You see him shake his head there. That's where he got the worst of it, and 2 guys go by him. And the finish, it was Zine over Crow, but things got a little change up over there in the tech area as Zine and Crow would get the worst of it, actually being too light, Larry, on the DQ. You know, these guys will try their hardest to get an advantage, and the tech guys don't miss much, and Zine and Crow will start in the back in the main event. And
that main event is the X175 main event, non-shifter class. And this is an exhibition class. There's only 12 engines approved in the United States. They're allowing them to run front brakes because they're so fast. So the X175 main event is coming right up.
Saturday Night Pro Show and the Crow Show looking to grab a big win tonight. Tell us a little bit about this X175 you're running.
Yeah, it's a new class. It's been out for a couple months now, but for any motocross guys, old school guys, it's like a CR500, if that makes sense. It's got a lot of torque. You want to get it pointed straight, but when you gas it, it definitely puts you back in the seat. It's a fun ride. It's a hard ride. You know, it's like the 450 of karting. It's pretty gnarly.
Tonight, I'm really just looking forward to being able to run with the faster guys that have experience in this kart. I only got in a couple practice sessions today. We finished building it this afternoon. So right now, we were pretty promising in practice, so my goal is to be able to run towards the front of the field.
Up-and-coming Indy 500 winners could be right here tonight at the Pro Show. Henry Morse could be one of them. I know you got to get up to the drivers' meeting. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck tonight. We'll see you on the podium.
Thanks, Chappie.
And that sets the stage for the non-shifter main event. On the pole, 322, Billy Musgrave. Next to him on the outside, Henry Morse.
Row 2 will be Chandler Campbell, kart number 79, and the 52, Travis Irving.
Number 3 on the inside, Eric Jackson, Anthony Sawyer on the outside of row number 3.
Garrison Masters, the 63, 32, Andrick Zine.
And bringing up the rear, John Crow. Just saw him interviewed by Chappie, number 31C, Crow in the back.
That's right. We'll see what Zine and Crow can do from the back. Here we're going green, the rolling start non-shifters. Great start by Morse, and the Morse power gets the whole shot out front through corner curva. The whole field clean and green. We're racing.
And Morse right up there in front, the outside of row number 1, and he is setting a very, very fast pace.
Great start by Morse in the 14. Musgrave right there, the number 3 spot. Chandler Campbell, that's actually a boyfriend-girlfriend team right there. But it's amazing they even have a good relationship out here fighting on the racetrack. Chandler works real hard on the karts too, doesn't just show up and drive. Like a lot of the ladies now that are getting successful in all forms of motorsports, you can see Chandler getting dirty, she'll wrench. Very smart driver as well.
Henry Morse in front, but he's got pressure by Chandler and Musgrave in second and third.
Be great to see Chandler win one of these, and look at Musgrave putting the pressure on her.
He is indeed, but looking good. Henry Morse out in front. Oh, a change in second. They're swapping back and forth. That's Musgrave, and I believe Campbell in second and third.
Yeah, they just swapped positions right there. It was down there in that hairpin. A lot of passes being done right there. Musgrave stuck his nose down on the inside. Once he gets half a kart up there on the side of Campbell's kart, he had the position. Let's take another look at that. A beautiful move, and they are going at it on the racetrack. Beautiful move by Musgrave.
But still, number 14, Henry Morse, setting an incredibly fast pace out here today.
Musgrave has his sights on the leader. Morse knows he's there. Look at Morse protect down on the inside of that racetrack. You see him change up his line a little bit.
I did indeed, and Musgrave is all over the track looking for a place to pass. This is what he's doing. He's studying what Morse is doing, and he's looking for a place where he can slip by.
Morse really come onto the scene in a big way the last few years, diving into other forms of motorsport. So look for Henry Morse in the future and behind the steering wheel of things other than a go-kart. But we're glad to have him out here at the LAKC Pro Show because he is in a battle right now with Musgrave. Billy the Kid.
What a battle. And here's Musgrave on the inside. Goes by, takes the lead.
A beautiful move right there, Larry.
Like a snake oil salesman of the night. Musgrave in front.
Morse left the door open. And that's all Musgrave needed. You don't got to tell him twice.
No, you don't. Musgrave was watching him. There's a look back at what happened. Morse in front. Musgrave go to the inside and passes it. Beautiful.
Morse went wide. I don't think he knew Musgrave was right there on the inside, but he really left the door open there. And Musgrave's going to take advantage of that 10 times out of 10.
It's so incredible how close these karts are matched in horsepower. I mean, it comes right down to the driver.
Yeah, good battle there behind the leaders. Masters, I believe. Eric Jackson's right there. These guys are all used to racing each other bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel, week after week. So they know each other's tendencies. That's a great battle right there with 4 karts going at it. Yeah, they'll go just as hard behind the leaders as they are for the lead. As you see, Jackson gets the worst of it there. It was Irving and Crow was involved in that battle as well as Masters, and Jackson will get the worst of it in that MMK number 3 machine.
Meanwhile, out in front, Billy Musgrave, again setting a blistering pace.
There'll be 3 left in that battle behind the leaders. And that's Irving, the 85 behind Masters with Crow right there. And that'll be a 3-car battle. Now what you'll see right there is a safety reason he's not going to get stuck or drive into a wall of tires. So he can't gain a position, but for safety reasons, he'll take the little shortcut there. As long as he doesn't gain a racing position, everything should be okay right there.
This is the non-shifter main event.
Round one of the LAKC Pro Show, showing those three battling behind the leaders. Important finishing positions here in round one. These drivers want to get off to a good start. And here's the replay, as you'll see it again. 4 of them going at it, and there just wasn't a room for everybody right there. Jackson got the worst of it. Tough break for the number 3 machine. We'll look at it again. That was Irving avoiding a close call. Never real good without a roll cage, Larry, to go into a tire wall.
No, that's very true. We'll be back with more exciting action from the LAKC Pro Show in just a moment. We're back, and that is Chandler Campbell, who's running 3rd right now. But back in front, blistering pace, 3:22, Billy Musgrave.
Laying down those consistent lap times. Look at that, 4.811. He seems to go quicker as the race progresses, Larry. Morse right there, he's doing all he can in 2nd. Musgrave's going faster than a seal on Shark Week.
Musgrave holding on to the lead. Morse 2nd, Chandler Campbell 3rd, Andrick Zeen 4th.
Then it's Crow Show and Garrison Masters. A lot of big names in the back of the field. Travis Irving, Eric Jackson, and Anthony Sawyer, and that's your mid-race rundown, Larry.
Well, Billy Musgrave still out in front and setting a blistering pace. Number 322C. Then Henry Morse. Morse running 2nd, and look at the distance they've got between 3rd place. They are way, way out in front. But an interesting look at one of the drivers who's come from way in the back, Andrick Zeen, started 8th. Now he's running 4th. This guy is setting an incredible pace.
Yeah, we call that the Hard Charger Award. Look at Crow. He's trying to get it too. Both of those guys from the back, both of those guys quite capable of winning. Crow the 31, Zeen the 32 out of Huntington Beach. Crow, another Orange County native. Behind the Crow Enterprises, you've seen a lot of the safety equipment on the different forms of off-road racing and beyond. Campbell trying to hang on to 3rd.
Campbell being pressured by Zeen, and Zeen has come up from 8th and running in 4th spot now and wants 3rd. He wants to get on that podium.
He's really got it dialed in right now, and that cart is really hauling the mail on a Saturday night here at the Pro Show, round 1. Inside move, we've seen that one before. Right into that hairpin, it'll set it up. He gains the position over Campbell through silk.
Andrick Zeen currently running in 3rd spot. He's come all the way from 8th, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, great run by Andrick. Let's look at the pass one more time on the replay. Nice little inside move. We've seen it a few times.
That was unbelievable. Zeen just went by on the inside.
Set it up perfectly.
And the question is, can Zeen catch Morse for 2nd place? I mean, he is running the fastest any driver in this race, Chappie. He's on the gas.
Yeah, he's been on it since the early parts of the race, but now Musgrave has really pulled away. I'm starting to wonder if something's wrong with Morse's machine.
Possibly a mechanical problem. Morse running 2nd, but falling way back off the pace.
You see him take that wide entrance into that horseshoe. Let's see if we can get a good sound. It definitely sounds different through Long Beach area, and he's looking back because he knows Zeen's coming.
Yeah,
all he can do now is try to protect the position.
Yeah,
Larry.
Something's wrong with Morse. He's got a mechanical problem. It sounds wrong. He's running 2nd with Zeen running 3rd, but how long can he hold on to 2nd?
That's a battle for 2nd as we narrow down to 2 laps to go, Larry. Next time by, they're looking at the white flag.
Well, everybody's looking at Zeen right now, and if he can see what he can do on the final lap on this thing, or the final 2 laps.
I think Morse is really wishing it was the white flag. It's about his only chance to hold him off, because Zeen just needs an opportunity.
That's a white machine, number 14, Henry Morse. Definitely a problem. You can tell the exhaust sounds totally different. Something's wrong with that machine.
We'll see if he can set him up right here into Long Beach and get him out of the Long Beach corner and get him on the straightaway. As Musgrave, your leader, takes the white flag, 1 to go.
And Andrick Zeen, who's gone from 8th to 2nd, is now in 2nd spot.
Yeah, set up Morse perfectly, and now Morse is going to try to hang on to the final podium spot.
That's right, that's right. And he's got less than a lap to go, so it's going to be tough.
Beautiful job by Musgrave. Zeen's just going to hold on to 2nd. He knows he can't catch the leader unless something happens to Musgrave. Highly unlikely.
This kid has gone from 8th to 2nd. Unbelievable, Chappie. This guy is driving a heck of a race.
Well, he deserved every inch of that 2nd spot on the podium if that's where it ends up. A great job by both these guys.
3:22, Billy Musgrave going for the checkered flag again. He's had a lot of them in his career.
Cool, calm, and collected. Just ice water running through the veins right now.
Smoother than a mayonnaise sandwich. So Billy Musgrave takes the checkered flag. In second spot, Andrik Zeen, a beautiful ride. And in third, unofficially, Henry Morse. But we had a problem, or Morse had a mechanical problem. And let's check the board. Henry Morse, DQ, finishing ninth. So it's Musgrave, Zeen, Chandler, and Crow, first four. Garrison Masters fifth. Travis Irving sixth. Eric Jackson, Anthony Sawyer, and then a very unhappy Henry Morse. Let's go down to the podium. And Chappie and the winner. I'd like to find out what he had to say about this race and also what he thought about Zeen almost catching him at the end. Chappie, take it away.
On a Saturday Night Pro Show, X175 winner, top of the podium, stepping down for the interview, Billy the Kid Musgrave getting it done.
Thank you. That was a brutal race, 20 hard laps, but yeah, we had a good battle with Henry for a few laps in the beginning, and then yeah, made the move. He stuck with me, put in a good charge for the next 10 laps, got a little bit of a gap, and then yeah, I think the car started to fall off a little bit too high on tire pressures. Luckily for us, I think something happened to Henry's pipe, and he started to fall back, got a little bit of a gap, and I could bring it home for the win.
Congratulations, Billy. Incredible race. Let's go now to second place. A driver who went from 8th to 2nd, and he was driving like a ball of fire. Number 32, Andrik Zeen. See what he has to say about his second place finish, and more importantly, what happened with Morse. Chappie?
Andrik Zeen on the podium, another podium. I know you have so many in your career that you probably lost count, but you got the big Happy Gilmore check. I'm jealous. It's a good race to call and very competitive out there. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, man, I had to start last, which was a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, I think now these guys know, like a sprained ankle, boy, I know to play with. You know, came home in second, feels good. Got to thank MDG Karting for the Kartechna Gold Kart. That was perfect. It was on rails. Yeah, it was super easy to tune. The engine felt great. Big shout out to LAKC, Willie and Billy. Fun to race with those guys, and also you know, just want to say thank you to the other competitors. Everyone's super close, and you know, you just have to be really clever when you pass these guys, and it makes it like a little bit more of a chess game than some of the other categories. So really a lot of fun.
A driver we didn't talk about during this race is Chandler Campbell, number 79C, who slipped into third spot. She's a driver who could be her own trophy girl, finishing third. Chappie, what does she have to say about it?
Chandler Campbell grabbing the X175 third place on the podium. Well deserved. Tell us about your race day.
Thank you. I had some problems in the heat race, but thanks to MRC and MMK and my dad and Piston Bones, I was able to pull it off in the heat race, make some changes. I wanted it to be a couple more laps longer because I was catching the guy in front of me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you would have taken 40 laps at that point, right? You've been doing this a long time out here, and that's got to feel good a day like today to end up on the podium.
Definitely. These guys are both national champions, so to even be standing up here with them feels amazing.
Well, she's pretty and she can talk. Chandler Campbell. We go next to the shifter main event, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Wild, Chappie, and Larry Huffman follow the action from Fontana. And the LAKC Pro Show, the shifter main, is coming up next. We're back in Fontana and the LAKC Pro Show. This is the shifter main event. How about that lineup, Chappie?
Well, it's a 20-lap showdown. Several of these drivers quite capable of taking the win. Colton Griffin and Billy Musgrave up front. Podboy and Hodgson will be on row number 2. Heck Jr. and the Royal one, Royal McKee out of Vegas, row number 3 for that shifter main starting grid. That'll be the pack up front as we see them line up. McElvey and Casey Cook, the chef, on row 4. Row 5 is Campbell and Chin. It's Helt and Young on row number 6. Going through the rest of the field, row 7, Josh Early, Lady Luck Auto Body, looking for a big win. Zoli Sule, Sean Bond in the 107. Brennan Vieira, Blank Dunkelberger, and that's Carodi, Michael Carodi, the 722, back there on row number 9. Hatada and Gianfranco Cazade will actually round out the field, getting them all lined up, and we're ready to go racing. It's a main event for the shifters.
And this is the main event, the 20-lap main event, the shifter main. Standing start. They won't be doing a rolling start. And here we go.
RPMs are up. Griffin seemed a little sluggish inside of row 2, almost drove right over the top of him. Musgrave from the outside of row number 1 looks inside through corner curva, but Griffin will come out on top. early on lap number 1 as the sun starts to set. Here at Calspeed, round 1 of the Pro Show. Colton Griffin, the early leader.
Colton started from the second row, and he's out in front and setting a great pace, but getting pressured right now.
Musgrave right there in the number 2 spot. The orange and black helmet supporting the new look last couple of years. Musgrave right there. Difficult to see an outside row 2 hole shot, which is Musgrave was looking at right there, because you don't have enough run on that straightaway, and it's a right-hand turn as that first turn. So the pole sitter really has the advantage. Great ground shot there of a field flying by at about 80+ miles an hour.
But as Crow said earlier, they're shifting, hence the name Shifter Karts. Oh, we got a little bit of a change coming up.
Yeah, Musgrave got by Griffin. As we were talking about that difference, you heard Crow on that interview earlier. These guys can actually take it into those corners a lot deeper, a lot faster, and actually go from 5th to 2nd to help that kart get out of that corner faster than, say, the 1 speed of the non-shifters. Musgrave out front tries to open up a little bit on Griffin, maybe about a 2 to 3 kart length advantage. Then you see the field in single file formation battling for position here in the 20-lap main event.
A lot of time left. You know that Billy Musgrave is looking behind him, watching for Colton coming up on him.
Yeah, some good battling there with about 5-6 karts that are fighting for position behind the leaders. One kart pulling off there early on. You never want that to happen. 4th is McKee. So Royal McKee with a great run. Very competitive racing behind the leaders here. You'll see that pack of about 6 drivers. And it's getting crowded right there. Plenty of opportunities to pass and get up front. We'll see the replay of Musgrave making the move on the leader. You'll see the cold tires early on in the race as Griffin just got hung out wide. Nothing much he can do about that.
Yeah, because the tires are cold at the beginning of the race, and that's what happened with Griffin. He went wide. He didn't want to go wide, but he went wide, and Billy Musgrave went by him.
Uh-oh, Heck with the arm up. That's not good, and Heck's going to have trouble. He put the arm up to let the drivers behind him know that he's about to pull off, so that's a very good move, a safety move by those drivers. Kind of like a tail light system, so the drivers coming up on him know that he's pulling off. So a tough break for Heck.
Well, these guys race against each other a lot, right, Cappy?
Yes, but you'll come up on a kart so fast if he loses power that it's good to know. You see that hand up in the air, you know that guy's about to pull off. And it was a good thing that happened right on the track exit into the pit area.
Tim Chappie Chapman and Larry Huffman calling the action here from Fontana.
Musgrave out front at the fastest part of the racetrack, the straightaway here at Calspeed.
But Colton Griffin just set the fastest lap, 47.255 seconds, and Colton is on the gas.
Running to the number 2 position as they head down the hill into that left-hand hairpin, Larry. Some exciting finish we're setting up for.
Don't go away, folks. Coming right back to Fontana. Back in the middle of the action, this main event for the shifter main, and Billy Musgrave continues to hold on to the lead.
A good run by Musgrave. Love that camera shot right down on the ground. Really gives you a great view of the racing action. It really gives you a good idea of the speed these karts are running.
Well, over 80 miles an hour. Oh boy, look at this. Josh Early running in 7th spot, Campbell in 8th spot, and Chen in 3rd. They're battling for 7th spot.
Yeah, Early's really been coming on strong, and that's with some long-time racers, those 3 right there. Early getting it started. One of the few drivers moving into the shifter ranks the last few years and really making a name for himself. Looking for some big things from the young driver out of Riverside.
And a lot of pro drivers started out in kart racing, correct?
That is true, and a lot of them also will come back just to hone their skills, so to speak. And a lot of them that are other forms of motorsports as well, not just left and right-hand turning. A lot of the drag racers and monster truck drivers come from karting.
Here's a mid-range rundown. Musgrave still in front.
And that's Griffin running in 2nd, a strong run. Then it's Pod Boy, McKee, McKelvey, run 4-5. Then it's the chef, Casey Cook, in the number 6 spot. Josh Early, Prescott, Campbell, then it's Chin, Young. Kazade is charging all the way up to the number 11 spot. Dean Helt runs 12th.
And he was running dead last, and look at him, all the way up to 11th place.
Great run by Gianfranco Kazade. Out of Long Beach corner, that final right-hander before they stare up at that straightaway. You see 2nd place taking a look over his right shoulder as Musgrave is your leader. Griffin wants to know where Podboy is, and he's right there within striking distance. Royal McKee has moved up into 4th in the 122. Royal running that Praga kart. And a good strong run there by the Las Vegas driver that makes the trek down to run the Los Angeles Karting Championship. McKee running out there in that open air all by himself.
He's running in 4th spot. The battle is for 2nd between Griffin and Podboy right now.
Yeah, this is where things can open up late in the race, but not for the battle for 2nd and 3rd, as you see it right here, Larry.
Oh boy. Matthias Podboy goes into 2nd spot. Look at this. Beautiful pass and back around.
Griffin coming in too shallow, too hot, and he just couldn't make that turn. It just wasn't going to be possible. One heck of an effort. You see him pulls off onto the infield. One good thing about this track not having dirt or grass infield as other kart tracks, these guys keep it clean and they keep it pretty safe if they have to pull off the racing surface, because you're really still going to be on asphalt. We'll look at it again. And he really, things getting slippery down there. Looks like he's playing ice hockey with his socks on.
I'm telling you.
So those are the leaders. Let's go back to that mid-pack battle, and it's a good one. Let's check on Kazade going for that hard charger award. He's passed about 11 guys this race, Larry, and look at that.
He is on the gas, no question about it. Started 20th, now running in 9th spot.
It's the number 48 card of Gianfranco Kazade. Charging all the way up, starting mid-pack and 20th. They're in the back of the field and charging all the way up. There's Campbell and Kazade, 8th and 9th, and Kazade looking to move up another spot.
He'd like to very much. He's very determined.
At this point of the race, especially if you started 20th, depending on what happened to you previously during the day, you might have had some problems, might have had some bad racing luck. He just wants to salvage a good finish, and a racer like this is going to be happy with a finish like that.
Yep. No question about it.
So a great battle mid-pack, and that's Kazade trying to pick off another one in Campbell. And seeing to get it done right here in the straightaway. Looks like a pretty good run. Going to dive down onto the inside, and he makes it stick. A beautiful move there, Larry. Let's take another look. So here's the first one. Boy, we can make a whole highlight reel with Kazade passing all these drivers. Got a great run on that straightaway, the fastest part of the racetrack.
There he goes.
And executed it perfectly. Used all of that straightaway to get by for position.
Started way in the back of the pack. And here's Matthias Podboy, currently running 2nd, number 88C. Chasing Billy Musgrave.
A strong run by Podboy to finish in the number 2 spot. Always wanting to take home the victory, but would settle for a 2nd and probably be pretty darn happy about it, because look who's out there on the lead.
It's
Billy the Kid Musgrave.
It's hard to catch him. Very hard to catch Musgrave. He's a very determined young man and got a lot of trophies in his trophy case.
Podboy right there in the number 2 spot, although Musgrave does have some breathing room. Musgrave is so fast some races he has time to pull over and take short naps. White flag, 1 to go, Larry, flying over the stripe. And Musgrave looking at another big victory and going to bring home that big check.
He's not going to make any mistakes. He's got this one on the bank.
The 322 and going Chick Hearn style, Larry Huffman just put this one in the refrigerator, folks.
Billy Musgrave looking good. He's on the gas, heading for the checkered flag. He kind of kicked back a little bit now. He's got some space. Checkered flag coming out any moment now.
I don't know if a guy like Musgrave kicks back too much, though. I'd like to look at those final lap times. I bet you they're just as competitive as early on. Podboy doing all he can do, but can only hope for some sort of mechanical or Musgrave to make a mistake. Highly unlikely, not going to happen. Musgrave crossing the stripe with the victory. Podboy a strong 2nd, and look at the distance back to 3rd.
Look at that. They've got a tremendous finish there, and they give each other the high five sign.
Yeah, these racers respect each other. They know it was a great race. Look at Podboy going, I gave it all I could. I couldn't reel you in.
Great race the shifter made from Fontana and the LAKC Pro Show. We'll be back in just a moment with Chappie Chapman talking to the winners on the podium. And we're back. Let's look at the finish for this shifter main event. Well, it was Billy Musgrave taking it all the way, number 322. Matthias Podboy 2nd. Colton Griffin finishing third, Royal McKee in fourth, and Garrett McKelvey in fifth. Rounding out the top 10, Cook, Early, Casadei, Campbell, and Chen. Let's go down to the podium, and Chappie talking to the winner, Billy Musgrave.
First race, LAKC Saturday Pro Show. Chappie with Billy Musgrave, your winner in Shifter Pro. Billy, off to a great start in 2017, and you're just picking up. You got the momentum going, and the Saturday Night Pro Show, you are on it tonight.
No, this was an awesome way to start the summer. Yeah, we had our work cut out for us. Colton was freaking hauling ass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But no, he was fast. He put on a killer race in the heat. Got by me. I think he set fast lap by a couple tenths. So I knew I had my work cut out for me. So made a couple changes going in the main, widened out the front, tried to free up the rear end a little bit. The rubber got laid down real thick here. So yeah, it worked. Stiffened things up, got through the rubber, put on a good charge. Colton made a little mistake. I snuck by, put in a solid 15 laps, got a little bit of a gap, and then yeah, just drove it home.
And taking the Pro Circuit Hard Charger Award, Gianfranco Casadei, going from 20th to finish 8th, which is phenomenal. And finishing second, his teammate, Matthias Podboy. Chappie?
All right, finishing in second, Chappie back on the podium, Shifter Pro, Matthias Podboy. Great race. Tell us about your day.
It was good. Little slow start, got past steep for third and then lost another spot, so had to make it up, but I got it done, and then catching Billy in the end, but just wasn't enough time, but next time we'll be there. So yeah, just thank you to everyone that supported me, Metal Nut for my sponsor, Darcy for the engines, my mom and dad, my uncle, just everyone under the 10, Luis, everyone. Just it was a group effort, so yeah, thank you to everyone.
And taking the Honda HPD Award for the fastest lap of the race, which happens to be 47.255 seconds, Colton Griffin. And interestingly enough, he finished third, Colton Griffin with Chappie Chapwin.
All right, we're here with Shifter Pro, third place. A big congrats goes out to Mr. Colton Griffin. Great job out there today, making the trek from Phoenix, grabbing a podium.
Yep, thanks. It was a decent race. We obviously wanted to be on the top step. We got the whole shot, looked very promising, but just didn't end our way, unfortunately. But congrats to Billy, and thank you to my team, Pure Karting, and my parents for getting me here, and on to the next one.
Great job, everybody. Third place for Shifter Pro, Colton Griffin.
And that wraps up an incredible day of racing here at Fontana. Chappie, any thoughts about the racing today?
Boy, I had a blast watching it. You know, Musgrave came into the heavy favorite, but all these other drivers are quite capable of taking some future Pro Show money home. Colton Griffin with a great run. Podboy shows he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Just overall, some great racing.
So, from Chappie Chapman, I'm Larry Huffman. Hope you've enjoyed the action today from Fontana.